A lot of students report that note taking is something that they struggle with. They don't know what to write down, they don't have a system on taking notes. And so a lot of students will just sit in class and not be taking notes. And when you're not actively doing something, that's when it becomes very easy for your mind to wander off, or maybe even for your eyes to shut. And so if you're actively taking notes, then you're going to be participating in the lecture and what's happening around you, and it will make it much easier for you to maintain your presence and your attention and to also ask questions. I dare you, come on, ask a question on Zoom, see what happens. It won't be that bad, I promise. So let's take a look at some things that you can do before, during, and after class to have stronger notes. So we'll look at the before column first. One, you want to be prepared. You want to have all your materials ready to go. I once had a student who showed up for class, and it was actually the class on note taking, and he started taking notes on a sticky pad, just like this. And so we had a long conversation about that. He said, I woke up late, I ran out, I thought things were in my car, they weren't, and this is all I have. So making sure that you're ready to go and you're prepared. Completing your chapter reading, that's going to set the stage for you so that you have a clear understanding of the material that you'll be going over. It goes back to SQ3R, right? Doing that survey. So having some basic knowledge about what your instructor will be covering in lecture. Identify the main concepts and vocabulary that you expect to be learning. So as you read the textbook, what things stuck out to you that you think your instructor will then spend more time on? You want to spend time reviewing your notes from your previous class sessions. This is a really important part, and it's going to move that information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, and it also is going to connect things for you. So if you review notes, it's going to help within the big picture. If you have questions from the last class or reading that you did, write them down and see if you can get the questions answered during the lecture. If your instructor provides any lecture notes or slides, print those out. That will help you as you're doing some notes. Another thing you can do is try doing a few of the week's assigned practice problems. Or questions. If you look in your textbook and see, what questions or problems are there, see what you can do. What can you already figure out? And then have a positive attitude. During class, if you're physically in class, you want to sit where you won't be distracted. So think about that T zone. And if you're online, you want to be in an environment where there's going to be the least distractions. Another thing that you can do is put in your earbuds so that you can't hear things going on around you. You want to space out your notes. So if you miss something, you can fill it in after class. And this is, really in a physical class. You don't want to say to the person next to you, what was that? I missed it. Because now you're going to miss whatever the instructor says next. So wait until after class, check in with the instructor, check in with another student to see what it was that you missed. You want to take notes in your own words, not just copying things down like dictation from what the instructor is saying, but by putting things in your own words, it's going to become more powerful and more meaningful for you to remember. You can ask to record a lecture so that you can listen to it again. You can listen to it if you're a kinesthetic learner as you're working out or you're gardening or you're playing soccer or whatever. Just have that so that you can listen to it again. And my phone is ringing. I'm going to push pause. All right, sorry about that. So you want to put things into your own words. No, I was here. Record lectures. So you want to be able to listen to those again. You can use a pen that records the lecture for you. It's called LiveScribe, or there's some others that aren't as expensive on Amazon. But you use special paper, and then as you push the pen to that spot in the paper, it will read back to you what was said. And so a lot of students have found that very, very helpful. Listen to cues. So if your instructor says the main point is, or to summarize, or the key here, this will be on the test. That's a major cue, okay? Create and use an abbreviation system. So if your taking lecture notes on the Revolutionary War, you change it to REV, war, or maybe you even shorten it more to just RW. So have abbreviations that you use and note what those abbreviations mean. You want to date your notes, and you really want to use notes using pen because a pencil can rub off. Of course, if you're left-handed, you know that already. So this is a binder from my undergraduate, okay? So this is from 1998. Here are notes that I took, January the 26th. They are dated. Can you see that there? Okay. They are in pen. You can see the notes still, okay? And these are very, very old notes. So if you use pen, it's going to last forever. Not that I've gone back to read those. I don't even know why I still have the binder, but I do. After class, you want to do a data dump. You want to fill in anything that's missing. Compare your notes with a classmate to see what you may have missed, or if there's something that they took away that maybe you didn't, that can be helpful. You want to clean up your notes so that you can read them in a few weeks, okay? You could rewrite them or even type them out if you wanted. You're going to be reviewing your notes every day to move that information to your long-term memory, and we'll talk about that when we talk about studying and test taking. If you recite your notes out loud, that also helps. You know, using your 5 senses as much as possible helps for you to retain information. You could also put notes into a new format. So if you use the outline method, put them into a mind map, create quiz questions, create some type of study guide for yourself. And so utilizing those notes as you go along and not just waiting until you have a test to study for, the midterm or the final, but creating things as you go along. You want to connect your current notes to concepts from previous classes, and then you want to use your notes to quiz yourself. So there's all different ways that you can be using your notes, and you also need to be prepared before you come into class. Do things during class to, be just really on target with things. And then you want to utilize your notes after class. You don't want to take these notes and then just do nothing with them. Okay?